Temperatures are dropping in Regina, and people who are homeless are all too aware that life on the streets is about to get a lot more difficult.
I have an appointment I didn't even go to because I was too worried about the people here. So I didn't go for my appointment, and I just concerned. It's hard to live on the street.
Randy lives at this encampment. He watches over a small group of people living here, trying to keep them safe. Randy says his current living situation is worse than it was at Camp Hope, which was heated and brought in many community donations. Last year, camp organizers told us the homelessness situation was made worse by the government transitioning to the Saskatchewan Income Support, or SIS, program. Anti-poverty advocates argued that the financial support was not enough for someone to live on. And landlords were not paid directly under the SIS program, so evictions went up.
It was a perfect storm. We had changes in social services that were negatively impacting people. We had the opioid epidemic crisis, which last year was a record-breaking year. This year is on pace to be yet another record-breaking year.
At its peak, Camp Hope had about 70 tents and about 100 residents. Then, in November 2021, the city of Regina moved some of the camp's residents into an indoor 40-bed emergency shelter. But it wasn't big enough for everyone, and we're told 1 in 5 of those left behind have now died. But there is a plan to help. Regina has a rapid housing initiative in the works, a 29-unit supportive housing development. However, supply chain issues have delayed that project significantly, and we're now told it will not be ready until next August.
It is so disappointing that we are in the position of basically being a year behind in occupancy of this building. However, you fight those battles and you address those challenges that are within your power.
The rule is if you need space to stay overnight, social services will find you space to stay overnight, so nobody needs to sleep outdoors. They don't need to sleep in tents. There are interim accommodations. We do have 24 permanent supportive housing units that were created out of the 40 that were temporary in the shelter. And so that is 24 more than we started this time last year with.
A group called Rally Around Homelessness has gotten the city to declare October 8th, this Saturday, Giving Day in Regina. People are encouraged to visit Pepsi Park and donate thermals, mitts, food, everything that was needed last year at the tent encampment except for tents.
We don't want to see people walking around trying to use socks for gloves this winter. That's always really heartbreaking. You know, we want to make sure that people have thermal wear and that they're warm while we wait on these bigger solutions to come, right? They're not going to be here this winter, and that's the saddest part. So we're just trying to do what we can to make sure that we can bring as much comfort and warmth as possible.
The city says if another large-scale encampment pops up, it will be torn down. Laura Sharpaletti, CBC News, Regina.